In this lesson, we will understand the importance of stacking order in layers. So let's create a plain rectangle first. Now create a rounded rectangle keeping the same layer selected so that all shapes will be added to the one shape layer. Now let's change its color slightly different so that we can see changes properly. And in last, let's create a circle on the same shape layer. Now change its color. So now we have three shapes, one ellipse and two rectangles. And as we have seen before, upper layer will be visible over to the bottom layer. So if we drag this ellipse layer below to the rectangle 2, ellipse will be below to the rectangle 2, but it will be visible over to the rectangle 1. Well, this is a basic concept and we have already seen that. Now let me add a new shape, say a polystar. Now let's add a fill to it and now add a stroke to it. Expand the stroke parameter and let's change its color. Set it to brown. Now if we zoom it, you can see it has added a stroke to our polystar. Fit this screen and let's increase stroke width. What will you see? It's not only adding stroke to the polystar but also to the other shapes. So in After Effects, when we apply any effect like fill or stroke or any other effect, they will affect all shapes which are above to them. As here, fill and stroke properties will affect all shapes because all are above to them. But you can see shapes are not losing their own properties. The fill and stroke applied to the shapes itself are working same as the layer stacking order. The fill and stroke which we have applied additionally are below them. And this is why we can see only the stroke effect. And fill effect is not visible to all shapes except the polystar. Because all other shapes have their own fill effect and the new fill effect which we have applied additionally is going below to the other shape's fill. So we are only able to see the stroke effect. Now let's put this stroke above to the polystar. And you can see it will not affect polystar now. And if we put it above to the ellipse, it will only affect rectangle 2. Let's put it to the bottom again. Now what if we want this fill and stroke only on the polystar? In that case, we can create an empty group. Let's rename it. Let's call it polystar. Now hold down Ctrl key and select this polystar 1, fill and stroke and drag them to the group. It will put all this together and now it will only affect the polystar. So these are the fundamentals of shape layer. And in next lesson, we will learn about Bezier paths.